Good afternoon, virtual ramblers. It is Mr. Mead, and today is a very special day. It actually marks the first time that I have become a true virtual teacher myself, and I actually worked from home today. So I'm actually in my library here at our house. We've got all of our books. I've got my dual screen laptop, or not laptop, but desktop computer. And it's been really fun to kind of look at my two worlds of this is where I live, and then working with all of my favorite students. Communicating with you today has been a lot of fun. So I don't know if anybody could tell, but I actually wasn't in McBain. I was here at our house, and so that was a nice change. Okay, so this week I want to thank everyone for being so good at the communication. I have been able to get 2 communications logged for every single family except for one, and I'm going to try them again as soon as I'm done with this video. Do keep in mind that the two-way communication is critical for our state funding, as well as for me to be doing my job and making sure that your child's doing well. Lots of kids are doing very well. We've got a few that are kind of falling behind and need to have some catch-up work to do, but for the most part, many of the kids that I talked to over the last 2 days are hitting or have hit that 48%. Today is the last day of our first half of the first quarter, and so we're halfway there. This time next month, we'll be kicking out report cards, and I want to make sure that those grades are as good as possible. Okay, so nothing earth-shattering happened this week, but I did come up with something I wanted to share with you regarding iPads and screen freezes. I've had different people contact me over the last 4 weeks about how my iPad has frozen, I'm pushing buttons and nothing's happening, and in some cases that's because of internet connections or because of the company's servers, but there are cases where pinching has caused this. Now, if you're not familiar with an iPad, you can pinch to zoom in or pinch to zoom out. And what I think that some of the kids are doing is that they're accidentally, when they're trying to touch something, that the iPad thinks they've pinched, and it is either zooming out or zooming in, which is causing the hot spots on the screen, which are where you can touch to make the tablet do something, are no longer lining up with the coordinates that the tablet thinks. I mean, if you kind of think of what would be an example? Like if you were to stretch a picture, but there is a spot underneath the picture that you can touch to make something happen. When the picture moves down here, you're now touching down here and not up here, and it makes it act like it's frozen. The only real way to fix that, if you're having that problem, is to tap the screen a whole bunch of times or try pinching in and out like this. And I found that with a little bit of just messing around with it, it would go boing, and then everything would pop up back the way it's supposed to be. So you can put that in your toolbox and try it if you get stuck. Also, I did have one family reach out to me in 2nd grade. They had found a couple of lessons that were really it was odd. One of them, it was a quiz over a story that I actually found about 14 lessons earlier. And so that was a mistake with the company. I don't know why they had the story up here and then the quiz over it way down here. So that was odd. So I moved the story down with the quiz. And then the second quiz was asking questions about a story that the child had never read at all, and that I spent most of the day looking for it. I could not find that story. I'm not even sure that it exists, and so I was able to remove that assignment. If you ever find something like that, please don't hesitate. Don't spend a whole bunch of your time. Let me do that for you. Let me know. I will troubleshoot that, and if we can't get it fixed, I will remove the problematic assignment. I don't want kids to end up trying to take and pass a quiz for a story that they never got. So do keep me in the loop on that. Also, I've had several kids FaceTime me, just unexpectedly pop up just to say hello or to ask a question. Always appreciate that. Is the best part of my day is working with kids. And so don't hesitate to do that. It's a short video this week. It's a beautiful day outside, about 75 degrees. I will be calling you on Monday or Tuesday of next week, or FaceTiming, and then again Thursday or Friday. We once again have to have 2 two-way communications per week for our state funding, especially as we move into October, which is considered count month, probably one of the most important months just from a school finance standpoint, because that's when we have to document that we are communicating to make sure that our state funding is intact. Plus, I have found in my experience that communication is the #1 most important tool in making kids successful. And so having that connection with the teacher and knowing Mr. Mead's checking up on me, Mr. Mead cares, and Mr. Mead is there to answer questions or help me when I need it. I definitely want to foster that kind of environment here at McBain Virtual Elementary. Hope that you had a great week. Keep up the good work, Ramblers, and I will talk to you next week. Thanks.